in total, that we have received Russian citizens and from other countries in the last 1 year time, it's close to 100,000. But we have to say that 60,000 out of those are of Armenian origin. So we are speaking about mostly Armenians coming back, but also some Russians. But we also have to take into consideration that in the last 20 or 25 years, like millions of Armenians left Armenia to different countries such as Russia, Europe, United States, and other countries. And this was like a very massive brain drain for Armenia. And what we get in the last 1 year is just a small portion of it. So we're just talking about a little bit recovering from our brain drain rather than to getting some economic advantages from the situation. So, but all in all, I mean, of course, we have to say that the Russia-Ukrainian war has had a lot of difficulties, but also some positive from the economic point of view situation. You know, in Russia, many Western companies left the market, and there are some more free room for Armenian companies that are producing different kind of products. It may be in textile, it may be in food processing, in other sectors of manufacturing industry, and of course in services we also benefit from less options for Russian tourists, for example, or for IT companies and others. So in general, I would say that more or less the advantages are a bit more than the problems, but the problems are also huge. So we are like navigating and working with all parties, Russia, EU, United States, to make sure that Armenian economy is not jeopardized by some of sanctions. And we can see that there are problems with different countries, like from Russia and others too. So we have to differentiate. A lot of European and US companies were relocated from Russia to Armenia, and we can't say that it's a Russian business. It's more European or United States business that had some branches or subsidiaries in Russia, and they relocated. And we have some very well-known companies like NVIDIA that had office in Moscow, and then they transferred their office to Armenia, and like Alliant Technologies that is cutting-edge technology in tooth prosthesis, etc. So, and many other companies. Of course, there are also some companies that are Russian in their origin, but are more international, so working from Russia for the world, and they had to relocate to keep their market in the world, and they had to relocate. So in last 1 year time, so we've got approximately 2,400 companies, new companies that have at least one Russian citizen in the founders, at least. So, and of course we cannot assess in such a short period of time their contribution to the Armenia's economy, so we have to wait some more time for that. But we can see that there are very renowned companies, very well-known companies there, and bigger ones too, and smaller ones, so different. So, but their contribution in the economic growth, it's too early to state or to assess. I don't even remember. So we had some couple of things to discuss regarding his businesses, his possible investments in Armenia. But we personally have our own agenda on how we deal with our counterparts and partners from different parts of the world. And as I said, and I've stated it several times, so we see our role in cooperation with all parties. So we don't want to cut ties with any our big trading partner. So, and we will remain trading with every of them in the most legal manner. We are trading with US dollars with many countries, and there is no and almost all our external reserves are in either US dollar or in euro. So we have a very small amount of international reserves in other currencies than in dollar or euro. So and we think that that there will be no change in the policy. So I think that we will try to trade in different currencies, but I think that dollar and euro will remain the key currencies in trade with other countries except Eurasian Economic Union countries. It's mainly Russian ruble, but also we have Armenian drams, and sometimes there are also other currencies. Our government plan is to have at least 7% economic growth in every year between 2021 and 2026. And luckily we were very good last year, so we achieved 12.6% real GDP growth last year, and hopefully, I mean, we will keep the same pace this year too. You know, first 2 months were quite positive. Our economic growth was approximately 10.9% for the first 2 months of the year, and the activities that we see in front of us, ahead of us, tell that we will probably keep the same pace. Of course, there are a lot of uncertainties, so we have to work with security issues, with sanction stuff, with very difficult investment climate all over the world, and you know, one of the key industries for Armenia, which is IT sector, is in turmoil in the world, and we have to work with that too. But all in all, we see a lot of economic activity, a lot of investment projects. Business sentiment is quite high, so we hope that we will keep the same sentiment and encourage our businesses to invest and to expand their businesses in Armenia and outside Armenia. We have extended our trade relationship with almost every country, and with some countries very notably. I mean, the list of the newcomers in the billionaires category is the United Arab Emirates, with whom our trade has expanded by almost 7 times in 1 year, and is growing now further. So we think that with Germany, with the United States, our trade is picking up, and Iran and Georgia are also. But we also can see different countries activating their trade with Armenia, such as Netherlands and Poland and other countries too.